How did one simple DM spark the biggest feud in reality TV? What started as a shady comment turned into a full-blown war, with secrets, power moves, and a personal battle that shook everything. And once you find out the real story behind Melody and Wanda's fight, you might never look at them the same way again. This was never just about a DM. This was the start of a pride war, a power struggle, and personal payback. Get ready, because what we uncovered will change everything. Social media platforms blew up with clips of the scene. Fans took sides, and hashtags started trending. This was no longer just about Melody and Letitia's family. This became a battle about pride, family honor, personal reputation, and old grudges that had been brewing for years. Let us be fair, Melody had plenty of reasons to be on edge. After all, she had been dragged through the mud by the public because of Martel's very public cheating scandals. On top of that, she was facing the tough job of raising her kids as a single mom while cameras followed her every move. The pressure on her was massive. So, yes, Melody had every reason to be fed up with the constant drama and disrespect thrown her way. But here is the question fans started asking. Was Melody really just defending herself, or did she play a bigger role in this drama than she let on? Was she also throwing fuel on the fire to stir things up? That is exactly what we are digging into in this deep dive to figure out who was truly at fault, why this feud got so heated, and if there is more going on behind the scenes than we all know. Because let us be honest, this was never just about ADM. This was about long-standing issues that had been bubbling under the surface for a long time. Wanda had been taking shots at Melody for years, making comments about her parenting, questioning the paternity of her kids, and constantly poking at her during filming. And while Melody often stayed quiet or brushed it off, this time felt different. When she dropped that comment about Letitia's father, it felt like Melody was done playing nice. Maybe she had reached her limit and decided it was time to fight fire with fire. Or maybe she saw an opportunity to shift the narrative and remind everyone that she was not someone you could mess with. Either way, that one comment cracked open a feud that took over the show and spilled into real life. And it did not take long for Wanda to respond. Known for her fiery personality and fierce loyalty to her family, Wanda did not waste a second. She clapped back hard, first on social media, and then face-to-face with Melody. What started as online shade soon exploded into a public showdown, making headlines and dominating conversations on every gossip blog. Fans quickly took sides. Some praised Melody for standing her ground and refusing to let Wanda bully her. Others thought she was being messy and stirring up trouble for the cameras. But no matter where people stood, one thing was clear: this drama was bigger than just a petty argument. It had become personal. The feud tapped into deeper issues: family loyalty, betrayal, public image, and even jealousy. It showed how quickly things can spiral out of control when old wounds are poked and personal lives are dragged into the spotlight. The fight between Melody and Wanda was not just reality TV entertainment. It became a raw emotional battle that revealed the cracks in friendships, alliances, and family ties within the cast. As this deep dive unfolds, we are breaking down every angle from Melody's reasons for speaking out, to Wanda's history of throwing shade, to how both women's personal struggles may have added fuel to the fire. What really pushed Melody to speak up? Why did Wanda react with such anger? And is there a bigger story behind all this that fans still do not know? Stick around, because as we peel back the layers of this explosive feud, you will see that it is not as simple as it looked on TV. There is pride, pain, and power struggles hiding beneath the surface, and once you see the full picture, you might never look at this rivalry the same way again. What really happened between Melody and Wanda? Why did that one DM comment hit such a raw nerve? Why are fans still arguing over who was right and who was wrong? And most importantly, who is truly to blame? Oh, and let us not forget the silent power moves being made behind the scenes that nobody talks about. Trust me, once you take a closer look at everything that went down, you might never see this feud the same way again. It all started when Melody sat down for an interview with Carlos King and Monique Samuels. Now, fans of Love and Marriage, Huntsville are used to a little tea being spilled during these interviews. They expect a bit of shade, a few laughs, and some behind-the-scenes secrets. But on that particular day, Melody did not just spill tea, she poured gasoline on a fire. With a straight face and no hesitation, she casually dropped the now-famous bombshell: "Tisha's daddy was in my DMs." That one line changed everything. You could almost feel the air get sucked out of the room. Carlos King's eyes went wide. Monique covered her mouth in shock. and social media nearly exploded. Within minutes, fans were rushing to Twitter, TikTok, and every gossip blog to talk about it. Memes started flying. Screenshots were everywhere. It became the topic of every conversation. But here is the twist. This did not feel like a mistake or a heat of a moment slip. Melody said it too calmly, too confidently. It felt planned, like she knew exactly what she was doing. And honestly, that is exactly why it hit so hard. It felt like Melody had been holding on to this nugget of information for the perfect moment, and she picked her time like a pro. So, why did this comment cut so deep? Well, it is simple. This was not just reality show drama. This was personal. Wanda is known for going after Melody, taking jabs at her parenting, questioning her kids' paternity, and throwing shade whenever she got the chance. For a long time, Melody mostly stayed quiet or brushed it off. But this time, Melody came with receipts, and that changed the game. Fans were split right down the middle. Some said Melody was finally standing up for herself after years of being picked on by Wanda and her crew. They praised her for not letting herself be bullied and for finally fighting back. Others thought Melody was being messy, stirring the pot, and bringing up family matters that should have been left private. To them, it felt like Melody was just adding fuel to an already raging fire. But here's the real question. Was this all about defending herself, or was Melody making a silent power move? Think about it. Wanda had spent years taking public shots at Melody. She tried to embarrass her, drag her name through the mud, and paint her as the bad guy. By dropping that DM comment, Melody flipped the script. She put Wanda and Letitia on the defensive for once, and let us not ignore how smart that move was. By saying it in such a casual way during a public interview, Melody made sure it would get maximum attention. She knew fans would talk. She knew social media would run with it, whether she meant it as payback, self-defense, or a clever play to control the narrative. It worked. But as the feud grew, things got even messier behind the scenes. Whispers started going around that certain cast members were making secret deals with producers, plotting alliances, and even pushing for storylines that would paint them in a better light. Yep, while Melody and Wanda were going head-to-head in public, silent power plays were happening in the background. Moves that most fans never even noticed. Some say Melody was trying to reclaim her power after years of being the target. Others believe Wanda was trying to protect her family's image at any cost. Either way, this battle became more than just an argument. It turned into a full-on war for respect, control, and reputation, both on the show and off. So, who is truly to blame? Honestly, it is not that simple. Both women played their part. Melody had her reasons for speaking out, and Wanda had her reasons for reacting the way she did. It is a messy, layered situation with no clear-cut heroes or villains. But one thing is for sure: this feud shook up love and marriage, Huntsville, like never before. It revealed the cracks in friendships, the real tensions within the cast, and just how deep reality TV drama can go when personal lives are dragged into the spotlight. And if you thought it was just about a DM, think again. You could feel the mood shift. Carlos's eyes got big. Monique gasped. And fans. They rushed to Twitter, TikTok, and every gossip page out there. In minutes, screenshots spread, memes popped up everywhere, and the debate caught fire again. Was Melody just defending herself after everything? Or was she trying to stir things up for attention? One thing is clear. Melody knew exactly what she was doing. She did not blurt it out by accident. She said it calm, cool, and on purpose. And that matters. Before this, Wanda had been throwing shade at Melody, talking about her parenting, her kids' paternity, and her messy breakup with Martell. But this comment, this was not just clapping back. It got personal. Wanda is not just another cast member. She is Letitia's mom, the kind of woman who never backs down from a fight. And even hinting at her ex-husband, even as a joke, crossed a serious line. Some fans cheered for Melody, saying she was standing her ground and proving she is nobody's victim. Others thought it was a low blow, especially since Letitia's family likes to stay private. So, why bring it up on camera? Was Melody trying to take control of the story? Or was she showing that she could throw punches too? And here is the real shocker. Nobody, not even Letitia, ever said that DM never happened. So was it true? Or just a smart way for Melody to stir things up? Either way, the damage was done. And if you thought that was wild, wait until you hear how Wanda fired back, because that is when the real fight began. One thing fans know for sure: you never mess with Miss Wanda's family. Love her or hate her, Wanda has always been known. For one thing, when it comes to Letitia and her grandchildren, she does not play. She will go to war for her family without a second thought. So, when Melody casually dropped that shocking comment about Letitia's father sliding into her DMs on Carlos King's show, it hit Wanda like a slap in the face. And Wanda, she wasted no time firing back. It took no more than a few hours for the news to make its way to Wanda. Social media went wild. Clips of Melody's comment were everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, fans were posting nonstop. And, as always, Wanda's name was right there beside Melody's, trending across platforms. The internet was buzzing, and fans were split. Some cheered Melody on. Others waited for Wanda's response. They knew it was coming, and Wanda did not disappoint. Within a matter of days, she jumped on Facebook Live. Her lips were pressed tight, her voice loud and firm, and her finger pointed right into the camera as if she was staring Melody down through the screen. Her message was clear and direct. Don't play with me. Don't talk about my family. And keep my ex-husband's name out of your mouth. But that Facebook rant was more than just a warning, it was a full-blown explosion. Wanda did not hold back. She accused Melody of being messy, jealous, and obsessed with her family. She even hinted that Melody was still bitter over her divorce from Martel and only trying to stir up trouble for attention. And Wanda made it known that if she really wanted to spill the truth about Melody, she could, but she was trying to be grown about it. "Y'all don't want me to talk," Wanda warned, staring straight at the camera. "Because if I do, the whole internet will break." That one comment sent fans into a frenzy. Was Wanda sitting on some big secret? Or was she just bluffing to scare Melody off? Nobody knew for sure, but everyone had an opinion. One thing was certain, Wanda was not backing down. She let the world know that Melody had crossed the line, and she was ready to take the fight as far as it needed to go. This was no longer just about TV drama. It was personal, and Wanda was making sure the entire world knew it. That Facebook rant, now watched over 1 million times, was more than just a reply, it was an explosion. Wanda called Melody messy, disrespectful, and accused her of being obsessed with her family. She even claimed that Melody was still bitter about Martel, and only stirring things up to stay relevant. But Wanda did not stop there. She even hinted that if she really wanted to spill some secrets, she could. "Y'all don't want me to talk," she warned, staring straight at the camera. "Because if I do, the whole internet is going to break." That got people talking. What does Wanda know? Is she sitting on some secret about Melody? Or is this just another way to shift the spotlight? But let us not forget, Wanda has never been innocent when it comes to cast drama. She has accused Melody of making up storylines, hinted Martel might not be the father of one of Melody's kids, and even interrupted live tapings, shouting across scenes and threatening to drag people if needed. So, when Wanda says she is coming for someone, people listen. This was not just a reaction, it was an open challenge, and it changed the whole vibe of the show now. It was no longer just Melody versus Letitia. It became Melody versus Wanda, a fierce battle between two strong women who refused to back down. But hold on, it gets even messier. Because while Wanda was ranting on Facebook, Melody hit back on Instagram, and Melody did not hold back. If Wanda thought she had the last word, she was wrong. Melody Sherry, who has faced betrayal, a messy divorce, tough co-parenting, and reality TV pressure, was not going to sit quietly and let Wanda make her the villain. Nope. Melody came, with facts, receipts, and shade so cold it could freeze Huntsville in the summer. Within 48 hours of Wanda's Facebook Live, Melody flooded her Instagram stories. And trust me, she let it all out. Post after post. She answered Wanda's claims, one by one. First, she reminded everyone that the DM from Tisha's dad was no surprise, it happened years ago. And she had the proof. Second, she said that her comment on Carlos King's show was not meant to hurt anyone but was a reaction to the constant disrespect she says she has taken from Wanda and her crew. In her words, you can't keep poking at someone and then cry when they finally respond. That's called cause and effect, sweetie. Third, Melody called out the double standards in the group and among fans. Why is it okay for grown women to question my child's paternity on national TV, but when I mention someone's daddy in my inbox, I'm the bad guy? She ended that post with a mic drop emoji and the internet blew up. Fans split into two camps. Team Wanda said Melody was being petty and stirring drama on purpose. Team Melody praised her for standing strong, not letting herself get bullied, and clapping back with class and facts. And Melody did not stop there. In a bold move, she went live herself and made one thing clear: y'all want the truth. I've stayed quiet for years to keep the peace, but I'm done protecting people who never protected me. She even hinted that there is a lot more to the Wanda and Tisha drama, things like shady business deals, secret betrayals, and deep jealousy dating all the way back to season 1. And just when fans thought this could not go any further, Melody dropped one powerful line: "There's a reason some people hate to see me smile, they thought I would break. But I rose, and they can't stand it." That line went viral. Fans made memes, merch, and even quotes from it. "But I rose" became a symbol of Melody's strength, her comeback story, and her stand against older cast members who tried to silence her. But guess what? Just when it seemed like Melody was winning fans over on Instagram, Wanda proved she was far from finished. In fact, she took their feud straight to the streets of Huntsville, and the cameras caught every second. If you thought the shady posts and online clapbacks were as wild as it would get, buckle up. What happened in that now famous parking lot scene shook love and marriage Huntsville like never before. It was supposed to be a simple shoot, a family-friendly event with food trucks, vendors, kids playing, and the cast showcasing their businesses. But the producers knew there was tension simmering. And when Melody showed up looking calm, cool, and completely unbothered, it lit a fire under Wanda. The moment the cameras started rolling, everything exploded. According to the footage and several cast members, Wanda wasted no time. She confronted Melody head-on, but this was not the usual slick comment or shady look. It turned into a heated verbal attack built on years of anger. Wanda got right in Melody's face, wagging her finger and raising her voice, accusing her of breaking up families and lying for attention. Melody, who is never one to back down, stood firm and hit Wanda with a calm but deadly warning: "Don't let this reality show fool you. I've been quiet, but don't think for a second I'm scared of you." That single line sent shockwaves through the crowd. Cast members jumped in, trying to pull them apart as things got louder. But it did not stop there. Martell Hall showed up to pick up his kids and walked straight into the middle of the chaos. For once, Martell actually tried to calm things down, but when Wanda allegedly took a low blow about their children's hair, suggesting they were not being cared for, everything snapped. Melody exploded. Martell lost it. The producers started yelling for security. And yes, security had to step in and break it up. Cast members shouted. Wanda had to be held back, and Melody stormed off. But not before she threw one last jab: "Keep my kids out of your mouth, and worry about your own grown daughter chasing after a man who won't even claim her in public." That moment, caught in crystal clear HD, became one of the most replayed scenes in the show's history. Fans were stunned. Social media exploded with hashtags like #ProtectMelody, #WandaGoneTooFar, and #TeamStormOff. The fight had gone way beyond TV drama. This was family business dragged into the spotlight. But here's what most people did not see. After the fight, the drama behind the scenes hit a whole new level. Rumor has it, the producers asked Wanda to step back from filming for a while, and whispers started floating around that Wanda's spot on the show might be in serious danger.